elect will be called. A lot of y'all love your parents, and that's why I try to tell you to be hard on them. This is a lifestyle, not a. I see a lot of Israelites out there that don't take it as a lifestyle. They take it as they can continue as they were. And it's not for everybody.
That's right.
So we'll find out that we're working towards our Independence Day as we speak now. So we are preparing ourselves. We got the Feast of Dedication coming up tomorrow. We'll be out at the park in Irving celebrating. We will continue with Wednesday. And next Sunday, we'll be in Waxahachie. So, we're going to go to the land Thursday. And we'll be out there barbecuing and having a good time. We got the new moon coming in next Sunday. So we want to try to get everybody to have their cars filled up. So shouldn't be no spending. We try not to. But, just in case something happened, we have to. It's okay to do those things. But the time tomorrow is from what time to what time? 12 to 4. People, if you bring in food, try to get there about 11:45. Thursday we'll be out on the land, so we have the unit fast next Thursday. So it'll start that Wednesday evening until that Thursday evening. So we want to try to give y'all heads up on these things. So I should write these down. December is clear. We have the new moon, which will be on a Tuesday. Next January is clear. Well, I know we got the destruction of Nicanor and Peron coming up, so in February. And we got the Passover. So, okay. We're about to get started here in a minute. Understanding this is a fight. You have a lot of people out here, they always question things, but have no knowledge. That's why the Most High said they destroy it, because one, they don't want it. Two, they hate anything that Yahweh Shai is setting up. So we have to understand this is a spiritual movement, and it's all about our God, our nations, and our families. It's not about the other nations. So,
I'm going to catch you down in a few seconds.
All right, I don't get tied up into that. But today's class is the Israelites' Independence Day, because we haven't had our Independence Day, and a lot of us celebrate that Independence Day that they have on July 4th. And I'm going to go into that in the class and show you that it was never for you. It was only for the so-called white man. Yeah.
5, 4, 3.
Shalom, shalom. Giving all praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shai. today's class, the Israelites' Independence Day. We're going to talk about our independence from this wicked society, this wicked kingdom. We, as a nation, have never had an Independence Day, but we have been celebrating our enemies' Independence Day. It's just like the slaves still celebrate with massa. A lot of people don't really understand that because they think they're free, but you're not free. You're still in captivity. So let's get on Malachi 4 and 5. Jump right into it. Kind of long class today. We have to understand where it begins, and we have to understand where it ends, and it's ending soon. I see a lot of times people adding up that 400 years, and I added that up, and I times it times 360. Do anybody know what that brings out? What number that adds up to? No, it does not. It's add up to 144,000. So when you have that understanding, I don't know, but we can't go by 365 days in a year. We have to go by our Hebrew calendar because Esau, his calendar is pagan. Malachi 4 and 5.
The book of Malachi, chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
See, Elijah had to be sent here. A lot of times these prophets, a lot of times we don't even understand we've been here, but as we examine the scriptures, we understand that a lot of us had a lot to do with what's going on in this Bible. A lot of people can't accept that because they can't. It's like looking in the mirror, and the people that they see, or the person that they see, is the person that they hate. That's why they put all the makeup, all the weave in their head, brothers dyeing their hair. They hate themselves. Read on.
And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children.
How do you think he's going to turn their mind? Through this Bible. That's the only way. And I noticed that when you open this Bible and you're dealing with anybody in Christian, they say they're Christians, but they hate the Bible. They just like the label, but they hate the Bible. They lack knowledge. Read.
And the heart of the children to the fathers.
So the children are going to be taught by their fathers. Read on.
Lest I come and smite the earth with a curse.
So lest he come in here and kill everybody. So we understand that when people are going against the chart, they don't have no understanding, then they don't have a chart. So we need a chart. So we understand this was established by the Most High and His Son, Yahushua. Now let's go to Revelations 10 and 11. See, because I understand, I don't know about everybody else, that our forefathers are here today. Read that up.
The book of Revelation, chapter 10 and verse 11. And he said unto me,
this is John right here. Read, not John the Baptist, because a lot of people get Revelation wrong. They thinking this is John the Baptist. No, this is James, brother John. Read.
Thou must prophesy against again.
See, right there. He said unto me, thou must prophesy again. Read.
Before many peoples.
And you're seeing this happening today. Read.
And nation.
And what?
And nation.
Because they're seeing us on the internet. A lot of people's cross seas are really observing what we're doing. It's just our people here that have been brainwashed and brain dead. Read.
And tongues.
And tongues, different languages. Read.
And kings.
And kings and nations. So what we're doing, the whole world is examining because we are here with the truth. We're not out here pushing lies. Give me Job 19 and 25. Understand the prophets are here. And it's like I say, a lot of times when you're dealing with our nations, want to have nothing to do lest their enemy is orchestrated. Lest the so-called white man put something on television to make them feel better about themselves. Read on out.
The book of Job, chapter 19, verse 25.
And I'm going to tell you that Job was a Levite, a high priest. See, a lot of all this, Job was an Edomite. See, these people that's pushing them doctrines, they have no understanding of the scriptures, man. A lot of them are not keeping the commandments. You can tell by their works. Read.
For I know that my Redeemer liveth.
See, he understood that his Redeemer was Yahweh shall read.
And that he shall stand at the latter day.
And he shall stand at the latter days. Hey, over there, that bottom, that button over there on the end, right there. No, right there. Turn it down just a little bit. Yeah, right. Turn it down a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Yeah, right there. Turn it up just a little bit. Right there. Right there. Okay, go ahead.
Upon the earth.
Upon the earth. Read it again. So we're going to start at verse 25 again.
For I know that my Redeemer liveth.
He understood that Yahweh shall his Redeemer liveth. Read.
And that he shall stand at the latter day.
He said, stand at the latter days. Read.
Upon the earth.
Read on.
And though after my skin worms destroy this body.
He understood that he was going to die. Job, read on.
Yet in my flesh shall I see God.
He said, yet in his flesh he going to see God. So he's here too, understanding that nobody have a clear understanding of what's going on. These prophets are back and they are prophesied because we do these things. Read on.
Whom I shall see for myself.
Job saying he was going to see him for himself. Now when Christ get back here, and now Edomite going to want to see Christ because he's going to be putting him to death. So if he's an Edomite, what is he doing waiting on Yahweh? Just these dumb down doctrines. Read on.
And mine eyes shall behold, and not another.
He said, and not another, not in his own body. When he's saying and not another, he said he gonna see him in his own body. Read.
Though my reins be consumed within me.
And though my body be consumed within me. Give me Jeremiah 28:8. Give you some climax. Jeremiah 28:8.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 28 and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
So they come back here and they do the same thing. They prophesy. And a lot of these Jeremiah, Ezekiel now, these are your 24 elders that the Bible speaks about in Revelations. I've been bringing that to you. So give me 1 Ezra 1 and 35. A lot of times we, as a nation, have not that understanding. 2 Ezra, yeah, 2 Ezra. 1 and 35.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 1, verse 35. Your houses will I give to a people that shall come, which not having heard of me, yet shall believe me.
Yet shall believe me. Read.
To whom I have shewed no sign.
To whom I have shown. See, our people's looking for signs. That's why I say don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven. See, our people's looking for those signs. We understand these things are going to take place, but read on.
Yet they shall do that I have commanded them.
He said, yet they shall do as I have commanded them. They're going to repent. Read.
They have seen no prophet.
They have seen no prophets. Read.
Yet they shall call their sins to remember.
Read on.
And acknowledge them. I take to witness the grace of the people to come, whose little ones rejoice in gladness.
The children's.
And though they have not seen me
Read.
with bodily eyes, yet in spirit they believe the things that I say.
See, understand the power speaking to our people. We have to quit looking at the person because we get caught up in that. And then what that brings on? Hatred for your own brother or sister. Read.
And now, brother, behold what glory.
That glory is renowned, fame. Read.
And see the people that cometh from the east.
See these peoples coming from the east. Read.
Unto whom I will give give for leaders.
He's going to give these people for leaders. These are the people that's going to be leading the nation in righteousness, not in wickedness. It's not about the man that's sitting in the seat. It's about the nation. Read.
Unto whom I will give you leaders for Salakia. Unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Hosea, Amos, and
Michael. Read.
Joel, Obadiah,
that's Obadiah.
and
Right.
And Jonas.
Read.
Nahum, Habakkuk,
that's Habakkuk. Read.
Sophonius,
That's Zephaniah.
Agius
is Hagar. Read.
Zechariah, and
Malachi. Read.
which is called also an angel of the Lord.
See, they'll call it angel of the Lord. That's what these angels, that's a part of their 24 elder crew. This is a spiritual movement. It have anything to do with the flesh. It have anything to do with Babylon. A lot of times we get caught up in getting depressed because what? We can't go have the things that Esau teaches us to lust after, to want after. Because your daily needs is bread and water. If you don't have that, you can't survive. But some people, they can't survive unless they got Gucci, Prada, Fendi, and Michael Kors. See, they don't understand that none of that garbage is going to the kingdom, and all of it is pushed by homosexuals. Give me Revelations 11:1. Today we going into our Independence Day. And let me tell you something. A lot of people are going to lose their lives for you to get your independence. A lot of y'all do. See, a lot of people that's, what Christianity teach, love, 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 love. That's it. And where is the love out there, man? You see the way the people's acting now? They all on the highway getting into it. All in the stores, all in restaurants. Everywhere they go, they into it. That's Christianity. Christianity is the Antichrist. Read, Art.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 1. And there was given me a
Revelations 11:1. Read it. Yeah, read it again. My bad.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod.
Right. That's how. Reed is a measuring stick, like unto a rod. Read.
And the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of God.
He said, rise and measure the temple of God. Read.
And the altar, and them that worship therein.
And them, the 12 tribes that worship therein. Read on.
But the court which is without the temple.
See, the court is the yard around the temple. Read.
Leave out.
Read.
And measure it not.
Don't measure it. Read.
For it is given unto the Gentiles.
It's given unto the other nation. Read.
And the holy city.
Israel. Read.
Shall they tread underfoot 42 months.
350 years. They over there having all kind of gay parades right now. It is highly known as the gay capital city of the world. So wickedness is abounding. And that's why I see people going over to Israel for what? Most High gonna cleanse that place, man. They're over there buildings, all that stuff is coming down. It'll be knocked down to the ground soon. Give me Lamentations 2:9. Understand that nothing in Israel will be standing. It's going to have to be rebuilt. Going over there wasting money is a fool's move. Read that out.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 2 and verse 9. Her gates are sunk into the ground.
It's saying the same thing. Her gates are sunk into the ground. When you ain't got no gates, you have no protection. Your leaders are gone. Read.
He hath destroyed and broken her bars.
Read on.
Her king and her princes are among the Gentiles.
It say her kings and her princes. We are amongst this other nation, man, oppressing us. Read.
The law is no more.
Because we're not taught the law here. They tell you the law is done away with. So now the Israelites are up and we're teaching the law again. And some people hate us for that, even in Israel. Some of our own people that are awake and don't want to keep the laws. I don't understand this. But that's what's going on. Read.
Her prophets also find no vision from the Lord.
These ones that's out here working iniquity, they don't have no vision, man. They just brothers that have some understanding of the scriptures. They're not trying to unify their nation. They're all about their leaders or whoever. This is a nation. This is about our nation. It ain't about no man. Read on.
The elders of the daughter of Zion sit upon the ground.
Read on.
And keep silent.
See, a lot of things that we are here bringing, a lot of them won't even touch, man, because a lot of them still got them idols in their head, man. A lot of them got them idols in their head. They won't touch what we touch here. We're going to tell you like it is the truth. We're going to let you know everything that's going on. Read on.
They have cast up dust upon their head.
Read.
They have girded themselves with sackcloth.
See, because we're not in our proper attire, man. We basically walking around in sackcloth, man, because we on the bottom. And some of us don't understand that. Some of us, we got pride on us, man. See, and that be the problem when we have no understanding of the scriptures. Read.
The virgins of Jerusalem hang down their heads to the ground.
And our sisters, they in the same condition. But see, some of them, they so proud, man, that they thinking that this is a part of, this is how the kingdom going to be. It's not. Back to Revelations 11:3. It's not, Israel. See, the thing is, getting ourselves back to the kingdom, back to our Independence Day, we have to get our people back in order first. We have to build our nation. We have to teach you everything as a little child. Read up.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 3. And I will give power unto my two witnesses.
See, a lot of people, you got Christianity, the two witnesses, Moses and Elijah. No, this is the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, man. These are the two witnesses. You get a lot of this class today. These are the two witnesses because what? We're witness to all the atrocities and the crimes that is taking place here. We're witness to all the evil that the so-called white man is doing here. We're witness to all the things that we had. Just think about it. We're teaching our history, what we don't went through, how they hung us in trees. Then I find that yesterday how they used to barbecue us. Put us on the thing and barbecue us. Since a lot more information, a lot that we don't even know. Read.
And they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
We've been prophesying, man. When you go back to Nat Turner, we on the bottom, man. That's why we in sackcloth, because we in mourning. We prophesied against this nation, man, that's oppressing us. That won't even give us equal opportunity here. And a lot of people, they love it here, man. Give me John 3:27. A lot of our people, they love it here. Well, you got a lot of them, man. Also, I found out a lot of them into that Illuminati stuff. They recruit. They promise you money. And you understand what people's getting into. There's a lot of wicked things out here that our people, and all kind of follies that they fall into. Read up.
The book of St. John, chapter 3, verse 27. John answered and said, a man can receive nothing.
A man can receive nothing. Read.
Except it be given him from heaven.
It have to be given to him from heaven. Some of us, we don't have that respect for each other yet, man, because we don't understand how the powers operate. We more into thinking, a lot of your brain still operate in the spirit of Esau. A lot of y'all have no understanding how this movement is. 1 Corinthians 12:28. We on a spiritual movement, man, for our independence, and we have to work as a nation. We have to be a light to the nations. We have to be the ones in order, keeping the Most High first. Read up.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 28. And God had set some in the church.
See, read.
First apostles,
read.
Secondarily, prophets.
Read.
Thirdly, teachers.
Read on.
After that, miracles, then gifts of healing, helps, governments, diversities of tongues.
See, this is how the Most High is setting up things. To go to war, you have to be prepared for it. You can't just go to war and you ain't got no plan. The Most High got a plan to get us out of this captivity. And all we got to do is stick to what He have set forth. Isaiah 43 and 1. See, once we go off script and start thinking we, I, me, then you're not in this truth. Read up.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 43 and verse 1. But now thus saith the Lord that created thee.
See, Most High created us. Read.
O Jacob.
Read on.
And he that formed thee, O Israel. Fear not.
They say fear not, man, because what's going to take place, what's going to happen is going to happen. We shouldn't have to fear it. Read.
For I have redeemed thee.
He's the one that has redeemed us. Read.
I have called thee by thy name.
See, he's calling us by our name. Read.
Thou art mine.
What are we?
Thou art mine.
Jump down to verse 10.
Verse 10. Ye are my witnesses.
Hold up. What did he say?
Ye are my
This
witnesses.
is because when you get dealing with Christianity, they have no understanding of the Bible, man. See, they don't understand the people that they looking at teaching lies are the ones that's witness their lies that they teaching. We are the witnesses to all these crimes that don't happen. And each and everybody don't deal with something. We are the witness. Read.
Saith the Lord.
Read on.
And my servant whom I have chosen, that he may know and believe me.
Believe me. Read.
And understand that I am he. Before me there was no God formed, neither shall there be after me. I, even I, am the Lord. And beside me there is no Savior.
There is no Savior. Read.
I have declared and have saved, and I have shewed when there was no strange God among you. Therefore ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, that I am God.
See, we are the witness, man. Because we're going to have to judge this planet. We're going to have to put people in check, man. And a lot of y'all spirit, y'all seeing some of these things that are going on today. You're witnessing to it. So understand that Ezekiel 37 and 22. Understand these things that are taking place. It's a spiritual movement. All of this have to be put in place before our Independence Day. Most High just can't come take us out of here. What happened when we left Egypt? What do? We got the moaning, complaining, griping, and he had the 2/3 amongst us. See, it ain't going to happen this way this time. Read that up.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 22. And I will make them one nation.
See, he said, that's why we 2 nations. He's going to have to make us one nation. Read.
In the land upon the mountains of Israel.
Read on.
And one king
Yahweh shall read.
shall be king to them all.
Read on.
And they shall be no more 2 nations.
Those are those 2 witnesses, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. Read.
Neither shall they be divided into 2 kingdoms anymore at all.
You never hear Christianity talk about this. And give me Jeremiah 50 and 33. Read that out.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
See, that's why we are oppressed together. We are those 2 witnesses, man, to the crimes, to the death, to the man that hates you. We are those witnesses. Read.
And all that took them captives held them fast.
And held them fast, man. Read.
They refused to let them go.
So wherever you at, Israel, you in captivity. And they don't want to let you go. This is how this man operates. Tell you love, and let you celebrate his wicked holiday. Because a lot of them will be celebrating Thanksgiving soon. A lot of Native Americans that are so-called Black Americans, they'll be celebrating the slaughter of their own nation. That's how you think the devil tricked Eve, the devil tricked the nations. He uses a forked tongue. Back to Revelations 11 and 4. Understand our enemy. Sometimes we walk around like we don't have enemies. And only enemy that Israel sometimes act like they have is their own nation. Read up.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 4. These are the 2 olive trees.
See, these are the 2 olive trees. These are the 2 different kingdoms. Read.
And the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth.
See, the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth, man. It is talking about the northern and southern kingdom. These things are happening. These two nations are coming back together. The ones that don't want to come back and join themselves and learn that who they are, they're going to be put to death, man.
That's right.
There is no hope for them. You can't play games most high. Now give me Jeremiah 11:16. These things are going to take place. No matter how much people's resisted, how much you see Israel act wicked, they are going to take place. You can't stop this movement. Read up
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 11, verse 16. The Lord called thy name, a green olive tree.
See, I understand everything in the new is coming out of the old. So when these prophets was prophesied, they was pulling from the Old Testament. Read on.
Fair and of goodly fruit.
Of goodly fruit, man, because ain't no rotten fruits getting into the kingdom. Read.
With the noise of a great tumult, he had kindled fire upon it,
Upon his nation, upon the two tribes. Read.
and the branches of it are broken.
They was broken, man, because we had to go into captivity because we refused to hearken. All the prophets spoke about this. In every book, they was dealing with our nation because they don't like to hearken, man. They stiff-necked and hard-headed, even in the truth. Read on.
For the Lord of hosts that planted thee hath pronounced evil against thee.
See, against the 12 tribes. Read.
For the evil of the house of Israel
The northern kingdom.
and of the house of Judah,
Read on.
which they have done against themselves, to provoke me to anger and offering incense unto Baal.
They love to go dealing with these other nations, man. When they the top nation on the planet. They love to follow after wickedness, man. That's all our nation love to do. Revelations 11:11. Our people, man, and they don't like to hearken. Hard head. Let me tell you something. A lot of them gonna get to the kingdom just to get their wig snatched out their neck, man. Because right now it's a time that you need to be working on yourself, getting yourself in order, what you dealing with. Read that out.
So for the Revelation, chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half,
After 350 years,
the spirit of life from God entered into them.
that spirit of life is the laws, statutes, and commandments. Read.
And they stood upon their feet,
And now you're seeing the nation because back 10 years ago, no one seen as much movement as they seeing today. You're seeing more and more from Israel. There's brothers waking up all over the planet, man. And a lot of them, like I say, the northern kingdom gonna come into it like this. Right now, we're building up the southern kingdom, and the northern kingdom are coming. That's how the Most High is building us back into one nation. Read.
and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
When people see us out there, man, it's fear. Because what they don't have what they be calling us. Are y'all Muslims? You know, they trying to figure it out. Y'all a gang or something? They want to know. And it fear falls even on our nation. 2/3 that have this understanding. Give you Romans 8:11. This is a spiritual movement. Hey, put that thing out there, man. Starting that's part of my sinus. Read that out.
The book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 11. But if the spirit of him that raised up Yahushua from the dead dwell in you,
See that same spirit. Read.
he that raised up Yahushua from the dead
Read.
shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his spirit that dwelleth in you.
So you have to understand, he's putting his spirit on us. How you think we waking up? A lot of y'all will be still in the world, out today, getting your gator shine, get your wig waxed up. A lot of women's be in there getting their nails and hair done today. See, now you have changed. You're not doing the wicked things of what the world wants you to do. And all we doing is following traditions, what we see, what the television give us. But see, now that the Most High has put his spirit on us, we are awakened. And in the same way he put his spirit on us, the same way he's going to put it on the northern kingdom too. So you should be preparing yourself. Give me Jeremiah 33 and 7. What we're doing here is showing you the procedures of working towards our Independence Day. We have to understand how this thing is going to take place. Read out
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 33 and verse 7. And I will cause the captivity of Judah and the captivity of Israel to return.
Northern and Southern Kingdom. Read on.
And will build them.
And with what?
And will build them.
So what you're seeing taking place, he's building us as we speak. Read.
As at the first.
As we were in the first time. Read.
And I will cleanse them from all their iniquities.
What is he going to do?
I will cleanse them from all their iniquities.
These things have to take place. If they're not, then what? Read.
Whereby they have sinned against me.
Read on.
And I will pardon all their iniquities.
He's going to forgive us. Read.
Whereby they have sinned.
Read on.
And whereby they have transgressed against me. And it shall be to me a name of joy.
See, understanding, read.
A praise and an honor before all the nations of the earth.
See, one thing you have to understand when we tell them we Hebrew Israelites, they get mad as hell, man. So, understanding the Most High and the Son getting praises. Read.
Which shall hear all the good that I do unto them.
What they gonna hear?
All the good that I do unto them.
Which shall hear all the good that I do unto them. He's the one doing this good. A lot of people don't understand. He's the one moving us. He's the one making it possible for us to celebrate our high holy days. He's the one making it possible for us to have that land out there. He's the one. Read.
And they shall fear and tremble for all the goodness and for all the prosperity that I procure unto them.
See, I have to understand that the Lord is behind this. He's building the nation. We just have to, it's just like, wake up every day, man, and just follow. When you don't want to follow, guess what takes over? Your flesh. You become that nigga again. Revelations 12 and 12. Just trying to tell you. This is easy. This is basic. What makes it hard is you got wicked Israelites out there. And guess what? I tell you this, they always in sin. Read out
the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore, rejoice.
They say rejoice, man. Rejoice in knowing who you are, where you come from, where you're going. Rejoice. Read.
Ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
Read on.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea.
It's a destruction. So you should be rejoicing to even know that you're an Israelite, that you're hearing and hearing this truth, or out there watching online. Read on.
For the devil is come down unto you.
See, the devil is come down unto you. Why? Because he understands we are awakened now, and the devil is the so-called white man. Read on.
Having great wrath.
He having great anger, man. You think they don't, you walking around here in them stores and stuff, some of them see you with them friends, just, you don't know how they looking at. Just have a mirror in the, get you a rear view mirror and look how they look at you when you're walking by. I'm just telling you the truth. Read.
Because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
This nation have a short time. See, we are waking now. And as the more we wait, the shorter his time get. Jump down to verse 17.
Verse 17. And the dragon was wroth.
See, the dragon and Esau, he was pissed off. Read.
With the woman.
With Israel, with the 12 tribes. Read.
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
See, a lot of times people like that woman. How you know that? Give me Jeremiah 6 and 2 right quick. Let's get it. See, this is one thing Esau didn't understand. He left this book. He should have, you know, I'm thinking as a madman, he should have destroyed every Bible. He got it all in hotels and everything. He just teases you. He puts it in his movies, puts it in his papers, internet. All he want to do is play with your mind. Read that out.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 2. I have likened the daughter of Zion as to a comely and delicate woman.
See, a delicate woman. And let's go back and read that again. Revelation 12 and 17.
The book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman.
This Esau, this nation, they have hatred for us. And these are the ones really in power. You got a lot of the Edomite that you see in California now that their houses don't burn down. And let me tell you something. Now, obviously, we dealt with a little fire out there on the land. And once it comes through, it wipes out anything. Now, how is the tree still standing and some of the yards still green? What's going on in California? See, the Most High using Esau to oppress even his own nation. Man. Read on.
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
Read.
Which keep the commandments of God.
See, why would the Christianity church ever pull this scripture? Why is the dragon want to make war with us, which keep the commandments of God? Read.
And have the testimony of Yahushua.
And have the truth of Yahushua. You know why? Because he hates this Bible. He hates this nation. He hates the power in the Son. He hates everything about us because we got the birthright. See, now he don't stolen his birthright back. Now he's calling himself the Jews, the native. He's calling himself everybody of Israel except his own self, the dragon. True. John 6:1. Let me give you something. See. Let me show you something that Israel had never really had an understanding of this. I was like, man, Christ fed 5,000 men out in the wilderness. Okay. With 5 barleys of loaf and 2 small fishes. Man, how? This is an allegory. This is not talking about he fed 5,000 men with food. Read up.
The book of St. John, chapter 6, verse 1. After these things, Yahushua went over the Sea of Galilee, which is the Sea of Tiberias.
See, because this is regarding to the end times. A lot of this information is being not given to us now. Read.
And a great multitude followed him.
And a great multitude. Now, it didn't say women and children. It said a great multitude. These were men's. Read on.
Because they saw his miracles, which he did on them that were diseased.
See, the same thing. We're diseased. We the ones suffering right now. We the one catching here. And that's why we return to our Lord. Read on.
And Yahushua went up into a mountain, and there he sat with his disciples.
Read.
And the Passover, a feast of the Jews, was nigh.
So why is it? I just don't, man. I just don't understand Christianity. I just don't, because it's worse than crack. It's a drug that they don't even smoke. It's just dealing with their minds. Read on.
When Yahushua then lifted up his eyes and saw a great company come unto him, he said unto Philip, when shall we buy bread that these may eat?
Read on.
And this he said to prove him.
This Yahushua said to Philip to prove him, to see if he had the understanding. Read.
For he himself knew what he would do.
He himself knew what he would do. Read on.
Philip answered, 200 penny worth of bread is not sufficient for them.
So he was talking about actually feeding them. But read on.
That every one of them may take a look.
Read on.
One of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, said unto him,
Read.
there is a lad here, which had 5 barley loaves and 2 small fishes. But what are they among so many?
Let's get that lad, man. Go to Genesis. Genesis 48:15. Let's see who this lad is. We're going to come back. Genesis 48:15.
The book of Genesis, chapter 48, verse 15. And he blessed Joseph.
See, Joseph is the forefather. Ephraim is the head tribe of the northern kingdom. Read on.
And said, God, before whom my fathers Abraham,
read.
And Isaac did walk, the God which fed me.
Hold on, he what?
The God which fed me.
See, I guess you're thinking food. No, he fed him knowledge. Read.
All my life long unto this day.
Read on.
the angel which redeemed me from all evil.
Read.
Bless the lad.
He say, bless what?
Bless the lad.
He say, bless the lad, man. Read.
And let my name be named on them, and the name of my fathers, Abraham and Isaac. And let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth.
In the what?
Midst of the earth.
See, let's go back. John 6 and 9 again.
The book of St. John, chapter 6 and verse 9. There is a lad here.
Hold up, there's a what?
There is a lad here.
What was John talking about?
There is a lad here.
There's a what?
There is a lad here.
There's a lad here, man. He was talking about the northern kingdom, man. Read.
Which had 5 barley loaves.
He had what?
5 barley loaves.
5. Why would the Bible give you 5? How many books in the Torah? 5. He was talking about the Bible. Read.
And 2 small fishes.
And why is it saying 2 small fishes? For the 2 nations, for the 2 kingdoms. These things, I tell you, man. Read.
But what are they among so many?
What are they among so many? Read.
And Yahushua said, make the men sit down.
Hold up. See, why didn't nobody say nothing about the women and children? He said, what?
Make the men sit down.
He said, make the men sit. See, this is a spiritual fight. We at war right now. See, Israel don't understand that. We got all kind of excuses out there. Yahushua looking for soldiers. He said, let the what?
Make the men sit down.
Read on.
Now there was much grass in the place. So the men sat down. In number about 5,000.
In numbers about 5,000. Once again, give me Acts 2:21 and 37. Acts 21 and 37. Let's see who Paul was dealing with. Read that out.
The book of Acts, chapter 21, verse 37. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain,
Read on.
May I speak unto thee?
Read.
Who said, Canst thou speak Greek?
Can thou speak Greek? Read.
Art not thou that Egyptian?
So he understand the Egyptian. He compared him to an Egyptian. Read.
Which before these days made us an uproar.
Read.
And led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers.
So he's calling us murderers like Esau do today. So a lot of times people are not understanding the women play a role, but this is about the men's. We at war. We can't have women's on the front line. That's what I say about a man leading his house righteous. Well, how can he serve the power and he don't know how to lead his house? This is a spiritual movement. A lot of Israelite men, they sitting right back at home down their keyboard. Very effeminate, man. Christ and them was calling up a spirit man. These are y'all back then. Let's go back. John 6 and 10.
The book of St. John.
Let me get there, Richard. Let me get there. This is a spiritual movement. That's why when you go into Luke 10 and 2, the labels are few right now. Because these guys still chasing skirts. That's how a nation get taken down. By not keeping the order. The order have to be set. Read out.
The book of St. John, chapter 6 and verse 10. And Yahushua said, make the men sit down.
Make them sit down, man. Because what do you sit down for? They trying to teach you something, learn you something. Read.
Now there was much grass in the place. So the men sat down. In number about 5,000. And Yahushua took the loaves.
See, he took the what?
Took the loaves.
There was 5 barrels load. He took the Torah. Read.
And when he had given thanks,
And when he had prayed, read.
he distributed to the disciples.
He gave the understanding to the disciples. Read.
And the disciples to them that were set down.
And he gave them, and the disciples gave them, the men, the same understanding. Read.
And likewise of the fishes,
The tribes, read.
as much as they would.
As much as they would take, much as they would learn. A lot of our people don't want to learn, man. They caught up into everything but the truth. This is a spiritual movement. Give me Matthew 4:4. Let's get more on it. See, we have to feed the nation, man. That's our job. You can't be at home or sitting on YouTube and that's all you do. That is not being a worker of the Most High and the Son. And you can't be a divider in this truth. And a lot of weak, effeminate brothers in this truth, man, I tell you the truth. Read up.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 4, and verse 4. But he answered and said,
Read.
It is written, man shall not live by bread alone,
Read.
but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God.
That's how you live, man. That's how he was feeding them. By the word. Let's go to John 1:1. Let's get more. Precept upon precept. You know, you're going to have some haters out there. I don't like that. Hey, that's your problem. Got to go deal with yourself, man. Read out
the book of St. John, chapter 1, verse 1.
Read on.
In the beginning was the Word.
Hold on. What was in the beginning?
Was the Word.
Read on.
And the Word was with God.
Read.
And the Word was God.
That's how he can feed 5,000, man. Jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14. And the Word was made flesh.
See, and the Word was made flesh like food, read.
And dwelt among us.
And dwelt amongst us, read.
And we beheld his glory.
The renown, the fame, read.
The glory as of the only begotten of the Father.
Read.
Full of grace.
Full of what?
Full of grace,
read.
And truth.
See, that's how you feed, man. That's how we're going to feed our nation. You can't go out there feeding somebody a crackhead. They're going to continue smoking crack. You feed them with knowledge, man, and truth. That's how. I had never used to read them like, man, fed 5,000, man. I'm like, man, this is crazy with 5 bodies. I mean, my mind was like, Christianity, you thinking like what they taught you. You're not really seeing it because you're not really spiritual. You can't see it. So when you get the understanding, you have to understand it was an allegory, man. It was just basically giving you a future prophecy of us dealing with our nation. Give me John 6:12. Let's go back. Read out.
The book of St. John, chapter 6 and verse 12. When they were filled.
When they were what?
When they were filled.
Some people think, man, they stomach was full, man. No, they mind. They had got knowledge. Read.
He said unto his disciples,
Read on.
Gather up the fragments.
He said, gather up the scattered. Read.
That remain.
That remain. Read.
That nothing be lost.
That nothing be lost. Gather them up, man, and teach them too. Read.
Therefore, they gathered them together.
They gathered them together. Read.
And filled 12 baskets.
How many baskets?
12 baskets.
How many tribes is it?
12 baskets.
It's 12 tribes, man. Listen. Get caught up in the spirit, man. 12 baskets are representing the 12 tribes of Israel. Read on.
With the fragments of the 5 barley loaves, which remained over and above unto them.
See, when they was filled with that fragments, with the five books of Moses, the Torah, read.
And above unto them that have eaten.
That have what?
That have eaten.
That have believed. That have believed. See, this is a spiritual movement. It's only for those that are going to believe. You got those that, hey, they so dummy down, man. They can't take another step because you got Israelites that's gonna wake up and they're not gonna want to keep no commandments. You're gonna have some of them. That's when you go into the 4 different types of Israelites. They don't want to spiritually grow. They want it to be the same. 2 Ezra 14 and 28. It's not, man. This is a spiritual movement. This is a spiritual movement. We have to wake the tribes up. We have spiritual war with our enemy. And what he do? He continue putting that propaganda on his news station. They continue with the churches. They're continuing. And let me tell you something. I seen them on the news talking about hate groups. Why they never put the Israelites? They ain't label us a hate group. They make sure it's a total blackout on the Israelite on the news. Read up.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 14, verse 28. Hear these words, O Israel.
It's saying the same thing, man. Hear these words. Read.
Our fathers at the beginning were strangers in Egypt.
Read on.
From whence they were delivered.
What they was what?
From whence they were delivered.
See, we're not stuck in Egypt. Then he said he was going to send us into Egypt again. Read.
And received the law of life.
The what?
The law of
A
life.
lot of us don't want to receive that law. Read.
Which they kept not.
Which they don't like to keep it. That's what you see now in Israel. That's why you got a lot of them out there on Facebook, man. They don't want to keep no laws. All they want to do is keep up strife. Keep the garbage up. Read.
Which ye also have transgressed after them.
Which ye also have transgressed after them. Give me Baruch 2 and 9. See. We're waiting on our Independence Day. But first, we have to do the work here, man. We have to go out here and do the physical labor. We have to go out here and send a message. We have to go out here and sow the seed, man. It's just like working in a garden. You go out there and you put the seed in the ground first out? You got to go out there and tilt the ground, don't you? You have to go out there and remove tree stumps and all these other things that's in the way. Then you go out there and you tilt the ground. Then you go out there and you plant the seed. What happens then? Nothing can happen until the Most High gives the increase. It's a spiritual movement. Read out.
The book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 29. If ye will not hear my voice,
It's saying the same thing what Christ was teaching them. If they don't want to hear, read.
surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations.
1/3, read.
Where I will scatter them.
Read on.
For I knew that they would not hear me,
The 2/3 they don't want to hear, man. Read.
because it is a stiff-necked people.
Very stiff-necked, read.
But in the land of their captivity,
But see, the ones that are going to keep these commandments, read.
they shall remember themselves.
They're going to remember themselves. How you going to remember yourself? That means you have to been here before. Read on.
And shall know that I am the Lord their God.
That's that shall what?
Shall know that I am the Lord their God.
He said, and shall know. You going to know, Israel, who your God is. Read.
For I will give them an heart and ears to hear.
He's going to give them a mind to understand and ears to hear. Read on.
And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity.
Why you don't think you see all Israel? It's a lot of Israel awake today. 2/3 are going to wake too, man. See, the ones that are going to apply the scriptures are the ones that are going to make it to the kingdom. The ones that don't want to apply, they're not going to make it, man. Read on.
And think upon my name.
And what?
And think upon my name.
Read on.
And return from their stiff neck.
We're going to have to, that's what Israel have to understand. Read.
And from their wicked deeds.
Because that's what you're seeing going on. Read.
For they shall remember the way of their fathers.
Read on.
Which sinned before God.
Which did what?
Which sinned before the Lord.
And give me 1 Thessalonians 3 and 13. So a lot of people might have thought, well, man, we're going to be doing all of the killing first. No, we got to get ourselves spiritually right first, man. Even if he came here and Israel is not completely waiting, what you going to get in the kingdom? We're going to have that same drama in the kingdom. We're going to be putting 10 to 200 a day to sheep. I'm just telling you the truth. So, you have to understand that. Read that out.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 3, verse 13. To the end he may establish your heart.
See, in the end, he may form or build your heart. Read.
Unblameable,
Pure. Read.
in holiness before God.
See, we have to be established, man. We have to be built right. We can't get to the kingdom and somebody in there. I ain't even working her neck and her finger. First her finger go, then her neck go. I'm telling you too. Some you feel with a guy you don't want to get right. He walking through the camp switching. Got cut his hips off. So read it again.
To the end he may establish your heart unblameable in holiness.
In holiness, read.
Before God.
You have to be established before God. Read.
Even our Father.
Read on.
At the coming of our Lord Yahushua, with all his saints.
With all his saints, man. These things these things gonna have to take place. You know, you're dealing with brothers, sisters. A lot of times they got excuses. And the thing is, when you're trying to reprove somebody, you're trying to align them up and keep them aligned with the scriptures. Keep them in the spirit. A lot of times our people, they don't have ears, they don't want to hear. This is love. Love is we don't awaken up to who we are, to our nationality. Before I could have went around the room, I'd have probably had 100 different answers there. You know, I'm black, I'm a Christian, I'm Catholic, I'm this, I'm that, I'm Buddha. So the Most High have to establish your mind, man. Unblameable, man, pure. Give me Joel 3:1. These things are taking place as we speak. Understand, Esau see him too. So what Esau doing, he's preparing too. He's preparing for war. Read out
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time,
read.
when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
See, we're going to be delivered soon, man. Understand the prophecy are being fulfilled. Read.
I will also gather all nations.
What you think they over there in Europe over there in the east fighting for? Read.
And will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Jehoshaphat, it means Yah is judge. Christ is over there taking care of business right now, man. Y'all ain't seen Syria, have you? It look like a dust town. Iraq, he's over there taking care of business now. As we speak, prophets are being fulfilled. Read on.
And will plead with them.
He's on what?
And will plead with them.
A lot of them are being killed over there. Starvation, famine, you name it, it's going on over there. Read on.
Therefore my people.
For who?
For my people.
See, for his peoples, it is taking place now. Read.
And for my heritage Israel.
Read on.
Whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
And that's what you're seeing over there in Israel, in Gaza, and them fake Jews over them Palestinians over there. Just a bunch of Edomites, man. Over there fighting over nothing. Neither one of them have no ownership to that property. But this is the thing that Esau does. Give me Revelations 11:14. See, he's over there. A lot of these things are taking place as we speak. A lot of times people want to see, they want to get a notification like they get on their phone. Yeah, it's going on. Yeah, the scripture's right. No, things are taking place as we speak. Where we at?
Revelation 11:14.
Let's get it.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past.
The second war is already past. Read.
And behold, the third woe coming quickly.
And then you know that third war coming quickly, man. So understand the Bible. It's been fulfilled prophecies. Give me that first video out.
In a tweet this morning, President Trump suggested a missile strike was imminent, taunting Russia, which has threatened to shoot down American missiles over Syria. The president tweeting, Russia vows to shoot down any and all missiles fired in Syria. Get ready, Russia, because they will be coming. Nice and new and smart. You shouldn't be partners with a gas-killing animal who kills his people and enjoys it. At this point in time, military strike against Syria certainly looks likely, and all sides are rattling sabers in a way that we haven't seen. A military strike against Syria is on a hot boil at the White House. President tweeting, all of the fools that are so focused on looking only at Russia should start also looking in another direction, China. Here's part of what the Defense Department said on Friday. Quote, over the last 3 years, the People's Liberation Army has rapidly expanded its overwater bomber operating areas, gaining experience in critical maritime regions, and likely training for strikes, as we mentioned a moment ago, against the U.S. and allied.
The U.S. already has a guided missile destroyer in position off the coast of Syria. The USS Donald Cook has roughly 75 Tomahawk missiles on board and 20 surface-to-air missiles in the event that Russian warplanes attempt to challenge it. Russia has threatened to engage any warships that fire on Syria.
The Assad regime has prompted the president to threaten military action. My question, Secretary Mattis, is very specific. What is the legal authority, the precise legal authority of the United States government to engage in military action in response to the chemical weapons used by the Assad regime? And it's like that. If I don't like the United Nations from dealing with it, we can sit acquiescent or we can do something about it.
Turkey has warned the US-led coalition is playing with fire over its plan to set up a new border force made up of 30,000 of its Syrian militia allies.
Now, Trump tweeted that President Bashar al-Assad of Syria must not recklessly attack Idlib province. The Russians and Iranians would be making a grave humanitarian mistake to take part in this potential human tragedy. Hundreds of thousands of people could be killed. Don't let that happen. And the meetings we've seen happening just now are looking forward to this higher-level meeting that's going to take place on Friday, aren't they? Absolutely. There are preparations that are obviously being put in place for this attack on Idlib. We saw last week the Iranian defense minister went to Damascus. We've seen the Iranian foreign minister. They're on Monday meeting, not just him, but with a whole bevy of diplomats as well, meeting with President Assad. And on Friday, President Erdogan of Turkey, President Erdogan of Turkey, President Erdogan of Turkey.
Just as we don't let the separatist terror organization because
Turkey got a lot of things to deal with this war too. Y'all gonna find out that they over there into it right now, and this is gonna play a big part in this World War III that's coming, because a lot of people don't know that the economy is gone. They're shut down stores. I just seen them this morning talking about they're going to make over $1 trillion for this Christmas sale. I don't know how when the Israelites are not shopping. So you have to understand, like, they give you your unemployment at 4.4%. I guess they didn't count the Israelites. You know, when you look at it, it may be 50 or 60%. So when you're finding out that a lot of people are staying with each other, but they're not going to report anything on the news, man. They're going to give you all good feel-good stories to make you feel good about yourself and to make you continue afflicting self. So play on, Moses.
Those fighting operate within our borders. We're also determined to vanquish them on the other side of the border. In the coming days, we shall continue the operation to purge our southern border from terror.
Putin of Russia will go to Tehran to meet with Iran's President Hassan Rouhani.
با دم شیر بازی نکنید.
Hear what he say?
پشیمان میشید. پشیمانی ابدی برای شما به بار خواهد آورد. میگن ایران نمیذارید یه قتل نفس صادر کنه. یعنی ایران اینقدر ضعیفه؟ کجا هستید شما؟ چی فکر میکنید؟ حتما نمیتونید این کارو بکنید. قطعا نمیتونید این کارو بکنید. ما میستیم، ما همه ملت ایران مرد مقاومتیم، مرد ایستادگی هستیم. شما نمیتونید ملت ایران را علیه امنیت ایران بسیج کنید. شما اشتباه میکنید. شما ضدیتتون رو با ملت ایران به وضوح نشون دادید. The U.S.'s latest move in Syria is straining relations with Turkey, a key NATO ally. Turkish President Erdogan says his country is threatened by the U.S. arming and training 30,000 Kurds in northeastern Syria. Turkish Prime Minister Tayyip Erdogan vowed to crush the U.S.-backed force, saying a country we call an out.
I think y'all get the point, man. It's a lot going on over there. And you notice that a lot of this stuff you won't even find on your newscast. They're going to give you Christmas and Thanksgiving. Their job is to keep you from all the information that is going on across seas right now. It's a lot of uproar over there. A lot of nations don't been destroyed. It's a lot of people that don't have homes. And it's going to show you this. Give me Joel 3:9. Understand, Israel. We're prepping ourselves, getting ourselves ready, man. You know, they can push the button anytime they want to. I won't care. I know when they do, we out of here.
Right.
Read that
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles.
the Most High say, proclaim thee this amongst the Gentiles.
Prepare war.
Do what?
Prepare war.
They have no choice, man. It's a World War III will happen soon. You can't keep pulling the wool over people's eyes, man. You can't keep tricking the nation. Read.
Wake up the mighty men.
Wake up their mighty men. Read.
Let all the men of war draw near.
Let them all draw near. Read.
Let them come up.
Let them what?
Let them come up.
Let them come up. What they come up? Get ready to fight. Give me Zephaniah 3:8. Let them come up and prepare to fight, man. Let them fight. Who cares? I don't. Read out.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 3 and verse 8. Therefore, wait ye upon me.
It say, wait ye upon me. See, we wait, read.
Saith the Lord.
Read.
Until the day that I rise up to the praise.
See, y'all thinking the power, he's going to turn these nations on each other. Read.
For my determination is to gather the nations.
He's going to gather them, right? Read.
That I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation.
He's going to assemble these kingdoms against each other. And they're going to fight, man. Read.
Even all my fierce anger.
Read on.
For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
All this earth. Thermonuclear fire, man. A lot of people, this is how we get our Independence Day, man. First, we get ourselves righteous. Second, we sit back and we watch. These things are going to take place. Give me Zechariah 14:12. Read that out.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
Most High going to send a plague on them, man. This war. Read.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
Now, I don't know if y'all ever seen nobody get hit with a bullet and his flesh consumed. This is talking about thermonuclear fire, man. While they're standing on their feet, man, it's going to hit. They ain't going to know. All they going to do is, and they gone. Read.
And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Thermonuclear fire here. Why do you think them bombs are sitting down there in the ground? You can't keep holding them down there. Eventually, you're going to have to let them loose. Revelation 16:12. A lot of people thinking, I guess, what Christianity teach, Christ is going to come here and everybody just going to love on the planet. It's not going to happen that way, man. Read that out.
The book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east may be prepared.
See, because these are, and I'm going to tell you something, a lot of these nations have that understanding. Give me that video right quick, God. A lot of these nations have that understanding. And I'm going to show you. A lot of people thinking the Most High going to send his son, an angel down here to dry it up. No. He's using the peoples here to do everything. Play that video.
ISIS cutting off a vital lifeline to thousands of people. The militants have shut most of the gates to a dam in the Iraqi city of Ramadi, that's right along the Euphrates River. And the move by ISIS could make it easier for it to attack towns downstream. CNN senior international correspondent Nick Payton-Walsh live in Baghdad to tell us more. Hi, Nick.
Now, there are two real sides to this, as you mentioned. It seems that ISIS now pretty definitively closed more or less all of the 26 gates of the dam they've controlled outside of Ramadi. They let 2 or 3 open occasionally, we understand, to let water flow down from that river, the Euphrates River, from Ramadi all the way down to Fallujah, which they already control. They want to make sure some water flows down to their people there, but they're skimming the vast majority of that water, and we've just actually been seeing social media pictures uploaded that show how downstream some of the riverbed is exposed, and upstream there are pictures of how it's overflowing with the whole fish they've caught. Clearly a bid by ISIS to say to those people caught up in the fighting there, look, we have the one thing you need for agriculture, for basic daily life, and this punishing climate out here in the desert here, water. Now, another element, of course, is exposing itself to. We're hearing reports that potentially in some of the areas that are contested, the riverbed may actually be 1 meter, that's 3 feet closer now than it was before. The river has dropped, we understand. Now, that will make it potentially a lot easier for ISIS to attack from government positions along that riverbed, being defended often by Shia fighting groups there. That makes them much more vulnerable to attack, because ISIS could simply walk across the moats effectively they've been held back by in the past days. 2 substantial issues here that in the months ahead, it's going to be that humanitarian crisis that plays harder. We've heard in this region, as the population expands and the climate worsens at times, what can being used as water as a threat. Now we're finally seeing it. This emerging, though, on a day in which the United Nations calls for nearly a...
I hope y'all understand what they're saying. But and let me tell you something. Turkey has also got a dam on the Euphrates River. They're withholding the water. Guess what happens? These people can't plant crops. Matter of fact, go back to Joel 3 and 9 again before we go back where we were. Read that out.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles.
Read.
Prepare war.
What?
Prepare war.
Read on.
Wake up the mighty men.
Read.
Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Read verse 10.
Verse 10. But your plowshares...
No, read it again.
Beat your plowshares into sword.
They say what?
Beat your plowshares into sword.
Beat your farming tools into swords. Read.
And your pruning hooks into spears.
Read.
Let the weak say, I am strong.
Because a lot of these nations have been destroyed. They're going to rise up and fight, man, because they over there, they have no other choice. You see your children starving out, you're going to rise up and fight. These farmers can't grow nothing over there. Most High is the greatest orchestrator of turning peoples against each other. By Turkey holding that water back, they all going to be over there fighting against each other. But let's go back to Revelation 16:13. Let me show you what Esau does. Now read.
The book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 13. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs.
This is Esau communications, television, his internet, his newspaper, man. Read.
Come out of the mouth of the dragon.
Come out of the mouth of Esau. Read.
And out of the mouth of the beast.
Read on.
And out of the mouth of the false prophet.
Even what these churches, these pastors doing, none of them are teaching anything, man. They're not really showing these people what is going on across seas over there. It can ignite at any time. They already preparing themselves. So you think, why you think America got so many bases over there? Why you think Iran is standing up to the bully? Because they've got all kind of sanctions on them to try to starve them out like they did North Korea. And North Korea haven't stopped that new plan, that new program either, man. At any moment, that's why I say you're going to hear peace, 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 and then all of a sudden, catastrophe goes on. Read on.
For they are the spirits of devil.
What are they?
The spirit of devil.
So you understand that these people's operating in these Christianity, the so-called white man in these other nations, they got the spirit of the devil on the deceiver. Read.
Working miracles.
Working miracles, man, showing you the things that you need not to know, that you need to know. What you need to know, they won't show you. but through their technology. And a lot of stuff that we see on TV is done through photoshopping and stuff like that. They real good at, they can put a face. I seen the same thing. They can put my face on someone else's face and make it talk. You got that? Yeah, pull it up right quick. These things y'all don't understand. This is their miracles, man. They're basically deceiving the whole world. And a lot of us, we buy into everything they put out. Let me know when you got it. Keep reading up.
Which go forth unto the kings of the earth
Read on.
and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of God Almighty.
World War III, man. All these things are being implemented as we speak. Everything you've seen is being orchestrated by the Most High and the Son for your independence. Read on.
Behold, I come as a thief.
Hold on, what did he say?
I come as a thief.
Read on.
Blessed is he that watches.
See, that's what we're telling you. Say, blessed is he that watches. Blessed is he that keeps the commandments. Read on.
And keepeth his garments.
Keepeth his garment. Read.
Lest he walk naked.
And sin. Read.
And they see his shame.
And they see his shame. Bring the video up.
Tentola amogata pełtygniak weke kazim se mowrażeni ubiciem reggae muzykę.
Now, I never actually said that.
You hear
My
what he
image
said?
has been manipulated and my lips synchronized to someone else's voice. For makers of fake news, those who want to deceive other people for commercial or political reasons, these tools could be devastatingly effective. This is revolutionary technology, and we are just in the dawn of its use. But think of its creative potential, for instance, in the global TV market. Right now, dubbing isn't exactly subtle.
I charge one and let the other one off.
Henry Madsen est sorti du coma.
Mi tu scelti?
Hanno paura che mi avvicini furtivamente e finisca il lavoro.
Algorithms figuring out where is the eyes, where's the mouth, where's the different key points of the face.
That's why ESO technology is dangerous, man.
I grew up in Denmark. It's a very small country, 5 million people, which means that we're too small for anyone to want to drop content. So I grew up in subtitles.
And they've been having this technology for centuries. I don't think it just comes out of you.
Element of the experience.
Just these idiots just getting it and learning how to work it.
So, for instance, I might say, my name's Amal Rajan, I love reggae music, and my favourite band is The Wailers. But how about I say that again, in Vietnamese, not lounge I speak as it happens.
Tentola amogata pełtygniak weke
And what about I say that in, Bulgarian?
Казвам се Маураджен, обичам реги музика. Любимата ми банда са The Wailers. Мисля, че те са най-великата банда в историята.
But how do you make sure?
Man. Read verse 14 again, man. 16 to 14.
The book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 14. For they are the spirits of devil.
They are what?
The spirits of devil.
Real.
Working miracles.
These are miracles, so people don't understand. He saw he can come on with a special bulletin report and have someone else face up there, and you'll believe everything because you don't understand these miracles that he's using, his technology. Read.
Which go forth unto the kings of the earth.
Go and they can send that same message to another leader in another country and stir him up. Read.
And of the whole world.
Read on.
To gather them to the battle of that great day of God Almighty.
113. Read on.
Behold, I come as a thief.
Read.
Blessed is he that watches.
Blessed is he that watches. Read.
And keepeth his garment.
And keepeth his commandments. Read.
Lest he walk naked.
And sin.
And they see his shame.
And they see what?
His shame.
Read on.
And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew term Armageddon.
Armageddon. Here's Armageddon. That's what Armageddon, this is the battle that's going to take place. And I pray every night as much as I can that it happens. Because that's when we get our Independence Day.
That's right.
We out of here then, man. We ain't going to be up under this oppression anymore. Back to Joel 3 and 10. Right now, we've been oppressed, and we don't even. And you know, I just found out that they got salmonella in the turkey meat now. So who eats out no buying most of the turkey meat? Us. You think he ain't gonna make war with you? See, a lot of people think he gonna come out and send the guards out, National Guards. He'll go to your job. He'll go to your apartment complex. He'll go, and I'm gonna tell you something. They keep tabs on us, man. A lot of people don't want to hear it, but they do. Read Joel 10 and 12 again. I mean Joel 3 and 10.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords.
Man, these other nations are gonna want to fight, man. They tired of the bully, man. That's why they gonna attack the war soon, man. Read on.
And your pruning hooks into spears.
Read.
Let the weak say, I am strong.
Read on.
Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathens.
See, all these other nations are heathens, man. Read.
And gather yourselves together round about.
Let's say, prepare yourself for war. Read.
Hither cause thy mighty ones to come down.
Read on.
O Lord.
Oh, who?
O Lord.
See, read.
Let the heathen be wakened.
Let them be wakened, man. Read.
And come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
That's the way. That's Yahweh Shai is judging. He's gonna judge them, man. Read.
For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
He'll give you the definition once you read the last sentence. He's gonna judge them because he's gonna make them fight each other. See, as long as they living off us and the things was good, man, that's why Donald Trump been hollering, make America great again. You have to, if America's going to be made great again, you have to oppress the children even more. And they are. And nobody want to hear it. Give me Psalms 110, 5 and 6. Prophesied throughout the Bible. Psalms 110, 5 and 6.
The book of Psalms, chapter 110. The book of Psalms, chapter 110, verse 5. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings.
He said, what?
The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings.
He's gonna make them fight. Read.
In the day of his wrath.
In the day of his wrath. He's gonna make them war against each other. Read.
He shall judge among the heathen.
He's gonna be the one judging the heathens. Read.
He shall fill the places with the dead bodies.
He's gonna fill them with what?
Dead bodies.
That's how you get your independence, man. He's gonna have to kill for our independence. Read.
He shall wound the heads over many countries.
He's gonna wound the heads, these leaders, over many countries, man. It's gonna take a God to free us out of this captivity. These nations have got proud, man. They love seeing us suffer, man. Joel 3 and 16. They love seeing us on the bottom. Always got their nose up at against us, man, like we done something to them. Read that.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 16. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion.
He's going to do what?
Roar out of Zion.
Read.
And utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake.
They going to what?
Shall shake.
Y'all don't understand when this place starts shaking. It ain't going to be an earthquake. It's going to be thermonuclear missiles hitting around here. It's going to shake, man. Read on.
But the Lord will be the hope of his people.
He's going to be what?
The hope of his people.
He's going to be the hope of his people, his nation. Read.
And the strength of the children of Israel.
And the strength of the children of Israel. Understand that. The Lord is our hope, man. Shouldn't worry about nothing around here anymore. You shouldn't fear. Esau should be shaking. See, the lower level Esau, they don't really know. They thinking Christianity, God loves everybody. But see, the upper class Edomites, they know. They know they got but a short time. They know these things. Give me Jeremiah 25 and 30. They understand their time is short. So they're making all their moves now. It ain't going to help them. Read that out.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, verse 30. Therefore, prophesy thou against them all these words.
Read on.
And say unto them,
Read.
the Lord shall roar from on high.
He's going to what?
Roar from on high.
Read on.
And utter his voice from his holy habitation.
His holy habitation. Read.
And he shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout, and as they that tread the grapes.
See, y'all understand about that in Isaiah 63. When he was treading the grapes alone. Read on.
Against all the inhabitants of the earth.
He's going to be doing a lot of killing around here, man. There's going to be a lot of death around here. But read on.
The Lord shall come even to the ends of the earth.
It's going to be heard on both sides of the earth, man. Read.
For the Lord hath a controversy with the nations.
He have a problem with these nations, man. Read.
He will plead with all flesh.
He's going to plead with their flesh, man. Read.
He will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith the Lord.
He's going to kill them. Read.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts. Behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation.
Evil's going to go forth from nation to nation. Read.
And a great whirlwind.
A great what?
A great whirlwind.
Give me that Proverbs 1 and 27, man. Let's see what he's talking about. Proverbs 1 and 27. When you get there, just read it.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 27. When your fear cometh.
See, read it again. Slow it down, though.
When your fear cometh.
When your fear cometh, read.
As desolation.
As destruction, read.
And your destruction cometh as a whirlwind.
Read.
When distress and anguish cometh upon you.
See, that's what he's talking about, man. They ain't going to be knowing what to do, man. He's going to be over there killing them. To free Israel. To give us our Independence Day. Read that again. Let's go back to Jeremiah 25 and 32.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, verse 32. Thus saith the Lord of hosts.
Thus says our power. Read.
Behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation.
They're going to look at each other that way, not us. Read.
And a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth.
Read on.
And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth.
One end of the earth, read.
Even unto the other end of the earth.
Read on.
They shall not be lamented.
They're not going to be lamented. Read on.
Neither gathered.
Nobody's going to be able to gather these dead bodies. Read.
Nor buried.
They ain't going to be able to be put in the ground. Read.
They shall be dung upon the ground.
They're going to be dung upon the ground. Read on.
Howl, ye shepherds.
Howl, ye leaders. Read.
And cry.
And they're going to be crying. Read.
And wallow yourselves into the ashes.
Read on.
Ye principal of the flock.
The same leaders of the flock of these nations. Read.
For the days of your slaughter and of your dispersion are accomplished. And ye shall fall like a pleasant vessel.
Read on.
And the shepherd shall have no way to flee.
And these leaders ain't going to have no way to flee at, man. Read.
Nor the principal of the flock to escape.
They ain't going to have no way of escaping. Read on.
A voice of the cry of the shepherds and howling of the principal of the flock shall be heard.
They're going to be heard, man. Read.
For the Lord hath spoiled their pasture.
He's going to spoil their land. Read on.
And the peaceable habitations are cut down because of the fierce anger of the Lord.
Read on.
He has forsaken his covert.
See, he has forsaken his covert, his hiding place. Read.
As the lion.
Read.
For their land is desolate.
Their land is going to be desolate. Read.
Because of the fierceness of the oppressor. And because of his fierce anger.
It's because of his anger, man. This place is wicked as hell, man. And it ain't getting no better. It's getting sicker and sicker by the day. There's no hope for Babylon and these other nations until we're back in rulership. These nations are not going to have no peace until we back in rulership, because we're going to govern in a righteous way. Give me Psalm 46 and 6. For your Independence Day, we're going to have to go to war. That's why the Most High calling the mighty men. Read up.
The book of Psalms, chapter 46, verse 6. The heathen rage.
They're going to be raging, man. They're going to be doing all kind of, wicked activities. Read.
The kingdoms were moved.
The kingdoms were moved. Read.
He uttered his voice.
Read on.
The earth melted.
What?
The earth melted.
Man, how do you melt stuff around here? Y'all better understand it's going to get hot here. Read.
The Lord of hosts is with us.
See, we understand the Lord of hosts is with us. Read.
The God of Jacob is our refuge.
Read on.
Salah.
Read on.
Come, behold the works of the Lord.
Man, come and behold the works of the power. Read.
What desolations he hath made in the earth.
What destruction he hath made in this earth. Read.
He maketh wars to cease unto the end of the earth.
Read on.
He breaketh the bow, and cutteth the spear in sunder. He burneth the chariot in the fire.
Man, he's going to do a lot of killing here. Welcome to your Independence Day. So, y'all better understand, he's going to have to come here and do some killing. Read.
Be still.
Be still.
And know that I am God.
Read on.
I will be exalted among the heathen.
He's going to be elevated amongst these heathen nations. Read.
I will be exalted in the earth.
He's going to be the one exalted in the earth. Read.
The Lord of hosts is with us.
And see, the Lord of hosts is with us. Read.
The God of Jacob is our refuge.
Is our what?
Is our refuge.
See, read on.
Salah.
Give me Luke 1:68. See, the thing is, all we doing is playing our part, man. This walk ain't hard. It's hard to a knucklehead, though. It's hard to a rebellious seed. It's hard to a rebellious person. Read up.
The book of Luke, St. Luke, chapter 1, verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel.
It say what?
Blessed be the Lord God of Israel.
Read on.
For he hath visited and redeemed his people.
Read.
And hath raised up an horn of salvation.
That horn is Yahweh shall read.
For us in the house of his servant David.
Read on.
As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophet.
As he spake by all this stuff was prophesied, that these things will take place. Read on.
Which have been since the world began.
Read.
That we should be saved.
That we should be what?
That we should be saved.
That our Independence Day shall be what?
That we should be saved.
Read.
From our enemies.
Read on.
And from the hand of all that hate us.
All, it say all heathen nations hate us. Read on.
To perform the mercy promised to our father.
He's performing these mercies that he promised to our forefathers. So he's keeping his oath, his agreement, his covenant with us. We have to be the one keep our covenant with him. Read.
And to remember his holy covenant.
Read on.
The oath which he swore to our father Abraham.
Read.
That he would grant unto us, that we being delivered out of the hand of our enemies might serve him without fear.
Without fear, man. Read.
In holiness.
In holiness.
And righteousness.
Read.
Before him. All the days of our life.
All the days of our life, man. Our Independence Day is coming soon.
That's right.
It's going to be a lot of bloodshed here for it, though. Zechariah 10:3. It's going to be a lot of bloodshed here. A lot of weeping and crying. You see people right now, they out getting ready for Thanksgiving. You know, wicked, all people wicked as hell, man. And they don't want to hear. I guess the power, they just a part of the 2/3, man. You think about how much we work, we putting in this work, how many doors we don't knock on, how many flyers we don't put out. You think about the other schools that's doing the same thing, and our nation still rebelling, still hating the power and the Son. Read out.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 10 and verse 3. Mine anger was kindled against the shepherds.
And see, his anger was kindled against the leaders, man, because a lot of them fake bagel nose, hook nose, degenerate rats over there in Israel ain't worked a day in their life, man. A lot of these elites, the ones that breed incest to keep their bloodline, a lot of them ain't never worked a day in their life, man. They wake up on the blood money that they have stolen from generations to generation. Read on.
And I punished the goat.
Give me Daniel's 8:21, man. He said he punished the goats. Who the goats, man? Who these people that he called them goats? Don't you see them on television with this stuff now? See, proud of it. They ain't got to do a lot of their commercials. Hey, Moses, see if you can find me one of those commercials, man, where they got the goat in it. Read out.
The book of Daniel, chapter 8 Verse 21. And the rough goat.
And the rough goat, read,
is the king of Grecia.
Is the king of Grecia. Alexander, read.
And the great horn.
That was their leader, read.
That is between his eyes is the first king.
He was the first king of Grecia. Understanding. That nation is the goat. And I will punish the goats. Because they don't cloak themselves into everybody. They the Japanese, the Chinese, the Arabs. They're everybody. Some of them even the Africans. That's why you see them down there in South Africa. They everybody. They have stolen everybody's identity. They're trying to hide themselves. Back to Dan Zechariah 10:3.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 10 and verse 3. Mine anger was kindled against the shepherds, and I punished the goats. For the Lord of hosts hath visited his flock, the house of Judah, and hath made them as his goodly horse in the battle.
See, he had made them that goodly horse in the battle. He had prepared us for the battle, man. See, we his weapons of war. See, everything is going to be done here on the ground. And he's going to use that 144 to set his army up. And we're going to go to war. Read.
Out of him came forth.
Out of Judah came forth. Read.
The corn.
Yahweh shall read.
Out of him, the nail.
So he's letting you know how he's constructing his house back together again. Read.
Out of him, the battle bow.
Out of him, the battle bow. Read.
Out of him, every oppressor together.
See, because we're going to have to go and deal with these nations. But read on.
And they shall be as mighty men.
What are we going to be?
As mighty men.
Read on.
Which tread down their enemies in the mirror of the streets. In the battle.
Wherever they want to run to, try to hide. We coming, man. We want our independence. Read.
And they shall fight.
And we said, what?
And they shall fight.
Read on.
Because the Lord is with them.
Because he's with us. Read.
And the riders on horses.
And their tanks and airplanes. Read.
Shall be confounded.
They're going to be confounded, man. Dang, how they tearing stuff up? They ain't even got guns in their hands. Read on.
And I will strengthen the house of Judah.
He's going to strengthen the house of Judah. Read.
And I will save the house of Joseph.
Read on.
And I will bring them again to place them, for I have mercy upon them.
So he's going to bring them both tribes back together to fight. Read.
And they shall be as though I had not cast them off. For I am the Lord their God, and I will hear them.
I will hear them. Read.
And they of Ephraim,
the northern kingdom, read,
shall be like a mighty man.
They're going to be like what?
A mighty man.
Read on.
And their heart shall rejoice.
Their heart's going to rejoice. So read.
As through wine. Yea, their children shall see.
Their children's going to see this stuff, man. Read.
And be glad.
Read on.
Their heart shall rejoice in the Lord.
Read on.
I will hiss for them.
He going to what?
I will hiss for them.
Read on.
And gather them, for I have redeemed them. And they shall increase as they have increased.
See, he's going to increase us, man. Jump down to verse 12.
Verse 12. And I will strengthen them in the Lord, and they shall walk up and down in his name, saith the Lord.
They're going to walk up and down in his name. They're going to be keeping his commandments and know that they Israel. They know that we one nation. That's why the one is very, very important. And one body just saying one nation. That's how the power gives you the vision. You should start seeing a little bit. Revelation 18 and 17. Revelation 18, 17. You should start feeling it, man, making your bones shake. Read out.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 17. For in 1 hour.
For in what?
For in 1 hour.
Read.
So great riches is come to naught.
In 1 hour, man, this place is going to come to an end. Read.
And every shipmaster.
And every shipmaster, every trader, every porter, read.
And all the company and ships.
All the ones that's transporting merchandise, read.
And sailors. And as many as trade by sea.
Read.
Stood afar off.
They going to stand afar off, read.
And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning.
They going to see this place burning, man, read.
Saying, what city is like unto this great city?
What country is like unto this great country? Read.
And they cast dust on their heads.
Man, they bowed their heads on down. Read.
And cried.
Read on.
Weeping and wailing.
Weeping and wailing. Read.
Saying, alas, alas, that great city,
that great country, read,
wherein were made rich,
wherein we was all made rich, read,
all that had ships
to transport goods here to sell to the Israelites, read,
in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made blessed.
That's why I tell you, why, what you holding on to here? What you fighting for here? This place is going to be destroyed. Read.
Rejoice over her.
It say what?
Rejoice over her.
We're going to be rejoicing. You think we ain't going to be celebrating? This is our Independence Day, man. Read.
Thou heaven.
Thou what?
Thou heaven.
Thou what?
Thou heaven.
Thou heaven. Read on.
And ye holy apostles.
And ye holy apostles. Read on.
And prophets.
And what?
And prophets.
Read on.
For God hath avenged you.
He has what?
Avenged you on her.
Avenge you on her, on America. See, he's going to take vengeance on this place, man. Read on.
And a mighty angel took up a stone, like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down.
Read.
And shall be found no more at all.
It's not going to be found no more at all, man. Now, you can be out there wiping your rims down there, they're going to be dust. I'm just telling you. There's nothing here to hold on to, man. Everything going to burn. Read.
And the voice of harpers.
And the voice of what?
And the voice of harpers.
Read on.
And musicians.
Read on.
And of pipers. And of trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee.
You don't hear no more of this homosexuality music, the television stations, none of this stuff. None of the transgenders, none of this garbage that's going on, man. Because I'm going to tell you something. As I've been going back, I've been seeing how they've been doing this for years. They just ain't started this. They've been had a plan in since 1776. Read on.
And no craftsman.
No craftsman, man. Read.
Of whatsoever craft he be.
None of this garbage. No car makers, man. No manufacturers. No more warehouses. Read.
Shall be found any more in thee.
It's not going to be found anymore in thee. Read.
And the sound of a millstone.
And the sound, it's not going to be no more work. You're not going to hear cranes and stuff operating around here. Read.
Shall be heard no more at all in thee.
It shall be heard no more all in thee. Read.
And the light of a candle.
And the light of a candle, read,
shall shine no more at all in thee.
You're not going to see the Statue of Liberty out there no more because it's going to be knocked down. You're not going to see these lights, because this place lights up at nighttime. Read.
And the voice of the bridegroom,
read.
And of the bride,
read on,
shall be heard no more at all in thee.
You're not going to have none of these homosexuality marriages anymore. You're not going to hear about weddings anymore. Read.
For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorcery.
By what?
For by thy sorcery.
Read.
Were all nations deceived.
So he's saying by their sorceries, by their witchcraft, man, how they deceive all nations. Read on.
And in her was found the blood of prophets.
Read.
And of saints.
Read on.
And of all that were slain upon the earth.
See, a lot of us going to die here too. Because they're not going to repent. That's why we try to get our nation. See, after the Most High destroyed this place, we got next.
That's right.
This is our Independence Day, man. We ain't got to be worried anymore. We ain't got to be worried about going to the job to see Master Charlie. You got to go home, nigga. You know, you ain't pull enough boxes that last week. You only pulled 200. We require you pull 1,000. Man, trying to kill me, man. We ain't got but 8 hours. We ain't got to worry about that anymore. We ain't got to worry about them discriminating on us anymore. We ain't got to worry about the police shooting us anymore.
That's right.
We ain't got to worry about the housing situations. We don't have to worry about anything anymore. Give me Isaiah 49:23. We don't have to worry about these things. That's why all Israel should be coming together. But you got them wicked Negroes out there, man, feminine and wicked sisters out there, man. They don't want to hear nothing. They want to continue because a lot of them is sin. I keep telling you, read out.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 49, verse 23. And kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers.
Read.
They shall bow down to thee.
They gonna bow down, man, because they gonna know we the gods of the planet now.
That's right.
They gonna know who we are. They gonna know who stands behind us. Every time they look, they gonna see a Yahweh standing right behind us. They're not going to make a move, man. Read on.
With their face toward the earth.
How where their face going to be?
With their face toward the earth.
Their face is going to be towards the earth, man. They're going to let them know we in rulership. Our independent day is here. Read on.
And lift up the dust of thy feet.
They're going to what?
Lift up the dust of thy feet.
They're going to lick the dust off our feet, man. Read.
And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me.
See, we're not ashamed. And you got the ones, Israelites, don't do that to them. You know, they're ashamed. They're ashamed. Give me Isaiah 60 and 14. They're ashamed to be an Israelite. I'm not. Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 14.
It just said the kings and queens. Let's see about their children. Read.
The sons also of them that afflicted thee
Read.
shall come bending.
They gonna come what?
Come bending
Read.
unto thee.
Read on.
And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet.
Y'all better understand this is gonna take place. They're gonna bow their heads down at the soles of our feet. Read.
And they shall call thee the city of the Lord.
The what?
The city of the Lord.
Read on.
The Zion of the Holy One of Israel.
Jump up to verse 11.
Verse 11. Therefore thy gate shall be open continually.
Read on.
They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the
They're
Gentiles.
going to bring us everything they stole. All the riches that they have stolen from us. Because they got your money. They got your house. They living like you're supposed to live. Read on.
And that their kings may be brought.
Their kings are going to be brought. Read.
For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
They're going to perish off the planet. Read.
Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
He's going to send us in there to take care of business. Jump down to verse 18.
Verse 18. Violence shall no more be heard in thy
We're
land.
not going to hear about Esau and his wars no more. Read.
Wasting nor destruction within thy borders.
Read on.
But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise.
Jump down, go to Isaiah 61 and 5.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 61, and verse 5. And strangers shall stand and feed your flock.
And what they going to do?
And strangers shall stand and feed your flock.
Read.
And the sons of the alien.
Hold up. Who's these other nations? Esau?
And the sons of the alien
Read.
shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers.
And your who?
Vine dressers.
Jump down to verse 9.
Verse 9. And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles.
Read.
And their offspring among the people. And all that see them shall acknowledge them.
They going to what?
Acknowledge them.
Read on.
That they are the seed which the Lord hath blessed.
They going to understand, man. And you do this, what? By war. Revelations 14:12. You get a lot of people, man, they don't have no clear understanding. They thinking you just go to war. We gotta get our peoples in order, man. We gotta get their minds right. People's got to be spiritual, holy, and separate. Some of us still hanging on to a piece of America. That piece gonna cost you. Read out
The book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints.
it say, here is the patience of the saints. Read.
Here are they that keep the commandments of God.
Read on.
And the faith of
And
Yahushua.
the faith of Yahushua. All these ones that hear the patience of the saints, understanding, man. This is a marathon, man. This is not a sprint. We have to be patient and let the Most High give the increase. We have to continue feeding the nation. That's our job. Give me Baruch 2 and 34. Everything is prophesied in the Bible. But you got some of our people, man, they don't have that understanding yet. But read on.
The book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 34. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers.
See, that's that covenant, man. That's that agreement. Read.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Whoa, they forgot Esau, didn't they?
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Read on.
And they shall be lords of it.
They gonna be what?
Lords of it.
Read on.
And I will increase them.
He's gonna increase us. Read.
And they shall not be diminished.
Read on.
And I will make an everlasting covenant with them.
He's gonna make an everlasting covenant with the Israelites. Read.
To be their God.
Read on.
And they shall be my people.
Read.
And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them.
See, you have to understand, it's over with. Once we take control of the planet, it's over with, Esau. Your days are numbered. We got next, man.
That's right.
That's your Independence Day. You can keep running around here wanting to be a slave, but I want to be a lord. I want to be a king.
That's right.
So on that note, shalom.
Shalom.
Any first time visitors, please stand. Any first time visitors, please stand.